My name's Aidan, and you are?
I'm Leon. I've just come on as an ambassador for a break.
And what is it that you used to do in your time? Or?
So I used to be a professional athlete. I went to the Olympics. I also grew up in foster care myself. I was in 13 different homes, so I've come on as a bit of an ambassador to help support young people. I was a 200-metre sprinter, so half a lap. And I know people think, oh, that's quite easy, but our bodies are only really made to run for about 15, 16 seconds.
What's the quickest that you got it to?
20.2 seconds. So I was top 15 in the world for my event, and I was pro for about 13 years, really.
That's good going. See, the hardest thing for keeping pro is what kept you motivated through the whole time with the Olympics?
Yeah, so growing up in foster care, from my background and things like that, my coach and I were really open about why I was doing the sport. So for me, it was safety and money. And I mean safety in a way, not as in people are trying to hunt me down, but more as in I wanted a steady income. I wanted to be able to travel, to experience the things that most people would have done, whether they were in a normal home, whether that's going on holiday every year. So I was able to travel to all these crazy countries, do all these amazing things while getting paid for it as well.
I've got a load of ambitions that I'm struggling to keep the motivation. That's the one thing that I struggle myself, is just holding the motivation. Having all your goals and sticking to that motivation. What sort, like you said, what is the best advice in keeping yourself motivated and continuing the straight line without going on your own separate paths?
Yeah, so if you've got goals and different motivations and stuff like that, you need to ask yourself, what is your why? That would always be the question my coach would ask me. What is your why? I was like, I know that if I complete this goal, even if it's a miniature goal or a short or long-term goal, if I can do that, then it's going to set me up for bigger and better things. Me growing up, looking at my family and where I have come from, I was lucky in a position where I can express myself on the track and get myself out of that system that I came from. So that kept me motivated to not turn out like my parents or my brother and sister.
Yeah, I've got 2 boys. One's going 3 next year, and then I'll have a 1-year-old next year as well. And they have completely changed my whole entire outlook on life from where I was as a child, in and out of police station, getting in trouble, to the father that they've moulded me into. So,
So then now your motivation.
Did your kid bring you any motivation to you? And
yeah, well, I was still training, then I ended training and then wanted to be more secure, say, at home. So
that must have been hard doing training and not.
Well, yeah, so then I went into labouring, I then went into marketing, and I was trying all these things that I thought would be perfect for me at the time. 9-to-5 job, collect a paycheck. Did that for 6 months, and I was pretty much depressed. So I took myself out of that, trained to do my coaching qualifications, and then went into that. But I wouldn't have been able to do that, obviously, without the support system around me, like my partner, and that little guy waiting for me when I got home at the end of the day.
As you said, you're a care leaver. Did you get titled with being that care kid?
Yeah, well, it's more of just like when you move to schools. It's the teachers, obviously, they'll go into the staff room and they go, oh, we've got a new kid coming in, he's been in care, he's moved around a lot, comes from a tough upbringing, so be on your back. So before you've even spoke to one of the teachers, they've already backed off, ready for a fight. And with that, as when you're that age, you're kind of challenged to either, fight or flight. So you can have a confrontation with the teacher over literally nothing because they're already up, ready for a fight. So going through that multiple times, being labelled the naughty kid when you're just a bit understood, obviously isn't great for young people in general, but let alone when you're in a new environment, new family, new school,
it does get
new
quite
syllabus,
hard,
all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I can openly say that you get judged as a care leaver or a young person in the foster system or under the local authority. What
sort of advice would you give to young people moving on from care?
Yeah, ask as many questions as you can. As one, I wasn't that. I thought, do you know what, I got this, it's fine. I did not have this at all. Being able to have a good support system around you, whether you think it's silly or not, being able to turn to someone or to somewhere is so important. So with my local authority, they kind of shut the door and they went, good luck with life, wish you all the best. And it would also be, get yourself set up before you leave care. So luckily I had sport and I was already on my way, but a lot of people don't. For an example, my sister, she's looking for jobs now, she's 17, 18. when realistically she should have had a job years ago. And that's not a shout out to her, it's more of just like being able to set yourself up, even if it's just a part-time job, just to get yourself on the way is so important. Just being able to give the opportunities that I never had to my son, whether that is just going to nursery like 3 times a week. I don't think I ever went to nursery when I was growing up or anything like that, so being able to even give a small opportunity like that, he's already one step ahead of me.
Thank you for me. So
absolute pleasure, mate.